Hi, I'm Polly, one of many fish species that live in our lakes and streams.
And I'm Don. We are paddlefish, or spoonbill, as some people call us, but our scientific name is Polyodon spathula. This is how we like our home to look. Lots of grasses, trees, and flowers, and plenty of other creatures around us. We call this a healthy ecosystem. We see lots of birds, bees, and butterflies around our lake. What do you see around the shores of our lake? The more plants, animals, fish, and bugs we see, the happier our ecosystem is. We live in the lakes and rivers of the Mississippi River watershed. What is a watershed? A watershed is an area of land that drains the rain and the streams that run through it to a common area such as a river, lake, or ocean. Think of it like a bathtub. All the water that comes into the bathtub, like through a shower head, ends up all flowing down the same drain. All the water in the Mississippi River watershed flows into the Gulf of Mexico. No matter where you are always in a watershed. The Mississippi River watershed covers almost half of the United States. So if you live in the watershed, whatever you do on the land can end up in our oceans. What are some things we do on the land that could end up in the water? How can we help protect our water? Maybe pause the video here and discuss it with your teacher. Sometimes our watershed is left natural, with lots of plants along the shoreline to prevent erosion from happening. But sometimes we mow the grass and cut down the trees to make room for our farms and cities. When we do that, it can make our water polluted. That can cause our friends to leave to find cleaner homes. When it rains, water flows over the ground, picking up whatever is on the ground, then carrying it to our streams and lakes. This farmer is farming right up to the edge of the water, and all that animal poop, fertilizer, and any oil and grease from his tractor will end up in the water. The farmer doesn't mean for my lake to get polluted, but it can happen. What are some ways we can help reduce pollution from running off our farms? Adding a fence and giving the animals a different water supply helps keep bacteria and nutrients out of the lake. Grasses and flowers along the shoreline act as a filter to help clean the water. All of this makes our home a happy, healthy body of water that anyone can swim in, especially our friends, the largemouth bass, sunfish, and even some big old catfish.
In cities, the pollution can be just as bad. When it rains on all the concrete and buildings, it doesn't have anywhere to go but down a storm drain and into a river or lake. Why do you think it doesn't soak into the ground? Well, it's because concrete doesn't allow water to soak in, so it can only run off. That's what we call an impervious surface. Because of all the impervious surfaces in our cities and towns, it causes most of the water to flow over the ground instead of soaking into it. This water is called stormwater runoff, and as the water flows over the roads, parking lots, and yards, it picks up oil, grease, fertilizer, pet waste, and other kinds of pollution, such as trash, and carries it into the storm drains. The storm drain goes right into a stream, river, or lake. It doesn't go to the wastewater treatment plant, and so it never gets treated. Think about some ways we can protect our water in an urban area. Some ways to help protect water resources in an urban area are to pick up pet waste, fix oil leaks in your car, install rain gardens, and plant grasses and flowers along stream banks, and don't mow them too short. If you have to use fertilizer, be sure to read the directions and don't over-apply. Too much fertilizer in the water makes algae grow and our water turns green. Yuck! Ask your community to change how they take care of their parks so the parks can help clean our water. And maybe see if they will leave more green areas to allow water to soak into the ground instead of running off. Now that we know some ways to help protect where we live, I want to tell you about what we eat and who we share our waters with. Paddlefish don't eat what you think we might since we grow so big. We eat really tiny things you have to see with a microscope. We eat plankton. Yum! Plankton are microscopic plants and animals. In order to eat our food, we swim with our mouth open and have strainers that collect our food, and then water flows out of our gills. Even though we eat tiny little things, we can grow up to 7 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds. Do you see my friends? All these fish live where I do. I have lots of good friends down here.
Did you know there was a whole community at the bottom of the river? Many of them live under rocks in shallow, fast-moving water. They can be hard to see, but if you go to the creek and find some shallow, fast-moving water, and it's safe to get in, pick up a rock and turn it over. Do you see anything moving? In this creek, there are some of my friends, but they can be hard to see. So I made a video for you. I see stoneflies, a dragonfly larva, a hellgrammite, and a dancing damselfly larva. I also saw a mayfly. Some of these macroinvertebrates spend part of their life in water, and then they crawl out when they become adults. Do you know what a macroinvertebrate is? Well, it's an animal you can see with the naked eye, but doesn't have a backbone. They have what's called an exoskeleton. They wear their skeleton on the outside, unlike us. We have our bones on the inside of our body, and they grow with us. Invertebrates grow inside their skeleton, and as they outgrow it, they shed it and have a new one underneath. Do you see my friend the damselfly as she is emerging from her exoskeleton in the picture? While she gets ready to take flight, she is drying off next to her old shell.
Thanks for visiting my aquatic home and learning how you can protect it. I also want to take you to my friend Bigfoot's home. He lives in the woods and is really good at hide and seek. One reason he's so good is that he never leaves a trace of where he's been. But that's not always true for some humans. His favorite saying is, "Leave no trace." It means if you go camping, hiking, or fishing at his home, pack out everything you brought in. He doesn't want all this stuff laying around his yard that he has to pick up. These campers and hikers have made him mad by leaving a bunch of trash lying around. Who do you think should clean up this mess? Bigfoot isn't very happy because he's having to clean up all the trash the campers and hikers left. He doesn't like having to pick up everyone else's trash. He knows that if he leaves the trash there, then it will float downstream to the ocean where fish, birds, or other animals might try to eat it. Sometimes what we think is a harmless piece of trash can hurt one of my friends, and since I swim around a lot with my mouth open, I might accidentally eat a tiny piece of plastic. Remember, if you go camping, hiking, or fishing, pack out what you pack in. Be like my friend Bigfoot.
Leave no trace.
This is Cousin Ed. Bigfoot and I are just back from a day on the river where we've been picking up trash left by others. If each of us would make it a habit to pick up 2 pieces of trash every time we are outdoors, can you imagine the impact we would have on cleaning up our rivers and outdoor areas? More importantly, you would be helping protect water quality for Polly and Don and all their friends that call the river their home. Join Bigfoot and me by asking your parents, teachers, friends, and neighbors to pick up and properly dispose of 2 pieces of trash daily for the rest of your lives. Then you too can become a riverologist. Thank you.
Thanks for visiting and learning about our home. Thank you for learning about where we live, how to protect it, and for helping our friends Bigfoot and our cousin Ed keep our home clean.